Welcome back. You're watching Signature Morning on Signature TV. So today we're going to look at generally talent hunts as a way of engaging the youths, and of course, to stir it up, our society for growth and development. Not so much talents, is bedded in and around the youth, but again, how much of that is being engaged? Not everybody can work a white collar job. Not everybody can work like, a presenter, and not everybody can do some of these menial jobs that people do. Not everybody can do the driving work, or maybe can work in a government house, or can work privately, can do business. But some persons who are talented, whether in singing, in dancing, whatnot. So how much of that do you think is important in engaging our youth for our societal growth? We have with us also Joe Mama. Good to have you. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you, sir. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
You are a former commissioner for art and culture here in Enugu State, and one that I'm sure you've seen the extent of how much importance that Nigerians put on some of these interesting, competition as it relates to how we want to grow and develop. For you, from your standpoint, as someone who has organized some of these events in the past, how much of this is important to our society?
I can say that they are all important, provided it's on the positive form. There are a lot of energies in the youth, so it depends on how you direct it. If you allow them, it can become a negative energy, but if it is well propelled and focused, it can become a very good positive energy, and that is the one that impacts on the society. You see, the best you can do to somebody is to help the person have confidence in what he does. We have a lot of hidden talents in a lot of this our teaming youths, but the problem is the issue of giving them a platform, to exhibit those hidden talents. Some of them lack the resources, some of them lack the platforms for encouragement, so they die with their dreams, and they are not too happy about it. So part of what I discovered again is, creating proper values for our youth. Because if we have a way to create good values, it impacts again on the society, and that is brushing up their spiritualities. One of the things I found out, when I was the Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, that was the onset of the African magic. And if you remember, there was not a good parental guidance on the social network or media. So people were just watching that television, and some of the things that that was known about the African movie world is the juju and things about it, and the oracles, how you can get rich by doing one or two things and things like that. But we were enjoying it as a movie, but it was impacting on our youths. They found it as a way of progress and prosperity. So now those young ones, maybe let's say they were at a tender age, now grew up, and there was nothing to counter that value, that this is not exactly what it should be. There are better ways to prosper, outside this fetish and all those ones. But unfortunately, there was nothing to create a counter impact on the society. And some of them now grew up going back to the things that have already been forgotten. If you go to most of the villages, you find out that all those fetish oracles are now coming back, because the youth of these days have seen it as a source of prosperity. That is what they saw yesterday, and this is influencing them for today. Now, that is part of my own inspiration, in creating Voices in Praise. It's my own way of giving back, because when I was the commissioner here, like what I have told you about the movie industry, that is the same way the government then created hunts for young talents. We created people like, during the time I did the roadblock 1, 2, and 3 in Enugu State. It was one of the biggest music shows that has ever happened. It's a big concert. So we gave opportunities. So people then we took as our C artists are now top A artists. And how did they get to A? Because platforms were created for them to showcase. So that was the essence of the whole thing. We don't charge money, we don't do anything. If you think you have it, come on stage. So for those ones that were C, we got them to B. From B, they went to A. People like Ron Town, Peter Rankin, you know them, they all started with C artists. But this is where they are today. But today, how about those young ones who have gone to the other side of gospel Christian music? There are some people call them a good choir. And they are just consumed within that word, choir. Who are the people in that choir? Nobody wants to know. Oh, the choir is beautiful. Clap for them. And they go home. So they are not accomplished. This is not what exactly they have in mind in progressing their own music life. So as we have created an opportunity for those ones in the secular and the contemporary music world, I feel that opportunity should equally be given to those who are in the Christian music world to develop. And all they want is appreciation, encouragement, and the promotional platform that they can use equally to blow. You know, music is music everywhere. And we find out, of course, some of those ones in the other music, they just sing things which I will not say is amoral, but it doesn't really grow our moral values in the society. You know, some of them should even be checked in terms of the language they use in their music. But those other ones, when they start singing, somewhere like messaging what them and things like that, we all join. We love it because it inspires us spiritually. In short, at times, it tells us that it's a mood, it creates kind of a suiting time. There's something that will happen to you. You would like to play one kind of music which tells you about how you can communicate with your God, how God can be, you can lean on God and such matters, and you'll be singing along. But the other side of me, I'm not saying that any of them are bad, but we want to create a good platform to promote Christian gospel music. That's exactly what VP is all about.
VP, Voices in Praise. So talking about Voices in Praise rightly, we know that those people who are contesting, the contestants right now are in boot camp.
Yes.
So how has it been for you getting them to work together as a team? And what are the challenges in discovering the talent from them? Because anybody can come.
I will tell you, it's pretty difficult, especially this is our second edition. And it's still, I think, that's why I still say thank you to Signature TV, because they have been one of our first partners. You know, it's not easy to believe in somebody, especially when it's the first time, it's the first coming out. People will say, what is this all about? We all know that growing the gospel world is not only about standing up in the pulpit and preaching. You know, evangelization can be so much done through music. It's a thing of the mind. It's about our communication with God. So having youth of that age believing in this music and appreciating God through voices is not very easy, you know, because their contemporaries are singing differently and dancing differently. So there even seem to be people who are on the other left side of the society. So, but that is it. We started encouraging them, first of all, creating an online platform for them. Let's know, even people who have the confidence in themselves to say, I want to apply. I want to do this. So that is how we started. The first time we did this thing, we were like searching people on the street, going to churches, going to prayer houses and tell them, oh, can we see your choir? How is it? Can we have, this is a good voice, you know. In short, even the guy that took the second position last year, I went for afternoon mass and saw the guy on the keyboard praying, you know, singing on a Wednesday at Christ the King Parish, GRA. And when I came out, I told him, you got a very beautiful voice. We are doing this. And he said, oh God, people, this, are you paying money? I said, no money and everything. But at last, I convinced him to register, and nicely he took the second position. So not easy, you know, because of the nature of music. But now in this second edition, we are looking for 20 very top contestants. But we had more than 60 this time contesting in applying, you know, to be. And they all came for the auditioning. It was a very difficult time for us to audition that 60 because it was a very impactful 60 that really came for a competition. But of course, 40 has to go, you know. So, but they saw that their elimination was transparently done. All of them watched the other people sing, so they were part of their own elimination. So it is not just like, you know, we got people in the music, in the musicologists, You know, people who could tell them, this is your voice, this is a wrong key you're using, and things. So they saw it. Some of them even said it, confessed it. We never knew music is this way. But, you know, so by the time we go to the last 20, we even stopped at 25. So in case anybody drops off, you know, but we told them, when you're going to go to your second auditioning, you know, we are going to remove 5. So the competition still continues. So at last now, the last to enter this boot camp are the last of the 20s that are going for the competition. And they are very strong contestants, I can tell you that. It's really going to be nice and hilarious the way it's going.
So, what are the activities that we're expecting from this particular event going forward? I'm sure there's going to be first prize, second prize, third prize. I'm also sure there's going to be some attachments to a certain music company that would help them grow in that.
Yeah, that's why they are going to be the competition will be in 3 categories. The one that is very important to us is your original songs, because we want to enrich the music world. So it's not singing other people's music. It's already out in the market. It's already in the volumes of what we have. So that's easy. That one is for entertainment. But what do you have as a person? What is your original music that you're adding to the music world? We are very much interested in that. So they are going to come out on those 3 categories. The first 20 is their 20 original songs. After that, the original song, they will do a Western music, and after that, they will do an African music. But it will be done on eliminations to make sure that every person, we have all we could get from the originals. We will, first of all, the first outing will be on the original musics, so that in cutting out, we won't call somebody who is good in the original and the person is out of the competition through elimination. So let's give them, all of us, let's listen to what they can compose on themselves and how they intend to praise God through music. So after we have listened, you know, we now go down to the second category. 10 will go. After that, then the remaining 10 will go on a 5-5. After the Western, another 5 will go. Then the last of them will now do their African music. And from that last 5 will come the winner of the competition. And to make sure that it is seen to be transparently done, because that's the most important thing. If somebody has the confidence to come for a competition, make sure that the competition is real, genuine, and transparently done, so that we all participate in finding out the winner. In the last time I said there will be audience voting, and I created a voting. We will do the same thing now. This time I think I will increase the audience voting. Last time it was 30%. That will be part of their scores. But this time I think I will increase the audience voting to 40, while the judges will be 60. So the idea behind it is that we want the audience to participate, you know, because audience view might be different from the judges' view. Yeah. Let the judges judge them according to the technicalities of music, while the audience will judge on the entertaining part of it. This is how we see it from our own eyes and the way it is. So it's a combination of the two, the cumulative result of that we produce the winner. So there will be a voter's card for every person coming into that hall. You know, once you come in, we give you a voter's card, you hold it. The names of the contestants will be displayed, you know, so that once they keep cutting, their names will keep dropping until you see the last 5. So that is when the last voting will happen. So there, it will be done right there and announced right there. The judges will say their result. The voters' result will be counted for each and every of the contestants and announced right there. They all will have their agents.
Okay.
Yes, and the winning prize, like you said, when we get that original prize and we're able to produce a winner, that is the winner and the first runner-up and the second runner-up, we intend now to progress their music by getting a brand that we promote them. So that is part of the promotionals in this. They're going to have their cash prize so that they will know. So we're going to give the first prize of 500,000, $500,000, with a promotional. The first runner-up, 300,000 cash with a promotional. Then the third, cash of 200,000, no promotion. So that is how it's coming up. So the promotionals will be immediately after the contest. will be our next phase of early 2025 to find a good brand producer that can carry it on from there. Yes. So because like I earlier said, the enriching the music world, through the gospel music. That is our projection. Yes. And the VP, because when we started, it was just like an inspiration of two friends. It's myself and my partner, Obiora Okolo. If there's retired as the burial a person in NBL, so for the first thought about it, and but later on we said, no, things of God you don't own. So we personalized it and decided to apply to the Corporate Affairs Commission, to make it an incorporated trustee so that it runs under perpetual succession. So nobody owns it. It lives on its own now. So it's now incorporated as an incorporated trustee. So it's an NGO. You are our partner, you are our partner. So any person who aligns with our thinking, our thought is a member already. So it's now Voices in Praise Initiative, VP in short. So it's now a corporate body that exists on its own. You can sue it, it can sue you. So that's how we want it. I'm now just the first chairman of the board of trustees with a life of 5 years in it. After that, I can go and other people will come and steer the ship. So it's not owned by me. I'm just its alter ego for now.
So Voices in Praise. Why Voices in Praise? What's behind the name? Why that particular name?
It's just the way it came. The voice in praise to God.
Praise to God.
That's it. Those are the voices praising God. And part of the thing I look at this, the Bible. The Psalm is the Song of David. And it's one of the most potent prayers in any of the churches today. When they tell you, even the priest will tell you, go and take Psalm 91, Psalm 51, Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It is being sang. And whenever the wrath of God is up, and anytime David committed a lot of sin, but he is a person after God's heart, because there is always an act of remorse and contrition for his sins. So he always bellows down the anger of God through music, harp. Even when Saul wanted to kill, he played the harp. So music is very impactful, and it raises up our inspirations, in serving God. So we saw it as a source of prayer. We equally see it as a way of approaching God. We see it again as a way of evangelization. They are all together in music. Music is very soulful, very impactful, and a source of good prayer.
Wow.
Yeah, there's been other competition that you could use to say give a background, or maybe point at and say this is the type that I thought I would get to, but because of maybe funding, I'm not able to launch in that stead. Are there specific reality TV shows that you have seen that are not edifying? Because you said you had an inspiration from the fact that there are not so many that is playing in that Christian space, and actually that's true. Are there ones that that are existing that you think that are already not edifying, and there's one that you feel that that's the reason why you have ventured into this and making sure that you're still going to stop until
like I told you, I'm not emulating or imitating anybody on this. Like it's a call that I just had, and it's just to establish it. It's not to own it. So that will tell you it came just the way, it's just like as directed by the Spirit. I cannot tell you that I looked here and I found the inspiration through maybe experience. Experience is equally very good. It's a way of praising God equally true. But they are already established musicians in the Christian genre that are coming on just to play. So his prayer it's entertainment as well. But this is a combination of finding them young. Like I told you, that there are certain things we have to do to fight the other side. That other side is there's things going on in this society and it's affecting our youth. And when we talk about youth, it's affecting our children. We might be looking at it and laughing. It's affecting them, the way they behave, the way they think, their morality, their dressing, and they call it what I call body mutilation. They said it's a hype. Before, our guys don't wear rings and things like that, but it's in vogue. Virtually all the guys now on dreadlocks, rings, even some are putting on the nose. We are laughing at it, but it's coming down. Not coming down positively, it's coming down negatively. But because the culture has changed and we are not in any way trying to discuss the other side. Have you seen about now doing a maiden competition of saying this is how a Nigerian maiden should look like? I did Wadibo as a commissioner, and I knew where I was going. And in that Wadibo, you have to speak Igbo, you have to know how to cook in Igbo. I would define you that way, say, how do you cook onugbu soup? And if you don't know it, you say, you cook meat, you boil this one, and then you prepare it in the audience. You tell them this is how to do it. Then I'll tell you what is like 8:45 in Igbo. How do you explain it to your kid? Do you know what? Then I later on introduced, I was one person that was so particular about our language, Igbo, because I know it will be extinct if we don't do things. All those things is our only tool of impacting on our culture, which if you don't know, we will do it for you. If my own generation does not teach the other generation, what will they have to give to the other person? So it's part of it. We are talking about the music. We are blowing. The music industry on the other side, that people, that's this one they call even Dirty December. December is now becoming dirty. Yes, but we're laughing. But it's a dirty December. That's what they are. I mean, but you have not. So the holy nights and there is no more there about it. It's now. Some people are saying now it's going to be a dirty December, and for us, it's fun. We are laughing. But at times now, before you know it, dirty December takes over. What is all the essence of December and Christmas?
True.
The Yuletide will be taken with dirty shoes, because nobody is trying to create the entertainment on the other side. That will equally be entertainment, something that is family friendly. That is why we do carols, do anything that will be a moment that you can come out with your children, as a family and meet other families.
Right.
And in meeting other families, they will know your children and you know their children and you have your own backgrounds and profiles. That's how to marry before. As you go to this somebody's house, there is a maiden there that you like to know because she comes from a good family. But people you meet in dirty December don't have a good profile. You met them in a dirty atmosphere and it creates that kind of identity. Even you, when you are discussing that girl, you say, oh, we met in dirty December in that function. Can you remember? But, oh, we met in that one carol and I was with my dad. My dad and your dad, they are all very good friends. So that's how we met that day. And you can remember that even after that, our mother invited you. So it's a thing that is gradual and we know that this is how it's there. Because before they will tell you, have you gone to the girl's place? Do you know them? Have you asked questions? They don't ask questions now. So we are discussing about the society. We are discussing about music. I know a lot of people I created in the other music world that are gone because drug has taken over them. Completely, some of them are almost junkies. They started well, but they believe that the only way to blow is that you have to have some drugs in you, jump up and down, be hyper, and that's how some of them will tell you that it's when you smoke that the inspiration comes in. And when you tell me that, and I feel really that what you are jumping and people are clapping, why won't I smoke to have inspiration? Yes, because everyone wants to have inspiration. If inspiration makes you to think well and for your music to go well, I'm telling you, I will be there are always two thoughts in every person's mind. The good one will be telling you, you don't need to do this, you still get well. The bad one, there's nothing you do, or if you don't smoke this thing, you won't blow smoke, and once they get you in, it's difficult to get out. It's difficult to get out. So subtle way of fighting this is what we are doing. You can't attack it frontally. You can't defeat it. But you can build up a little light, just to warm it up against them. So when somebody says, I don't think I have to do this, why don't I even register on the gospel side and see I can still blow? There are people like Sinach, there are people like Mercy Chinwo, there are people like Wasinaka. You start, why won't I? Let me blow praising God. And then if you say, let me blow, I say, yes, at least there is a platform I can use that can even help me, because we don't ask you for one kobo. From the time you start this program online until the end of it, we make sure you don't spend age. I even feed them in camp. So there is nothing apart from just getting yourself to locations.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Talking about the finale coming up, when is it coming?
On the 16th of Monday.
Does this coming Monday?
Yes, 16th
so
of
who are
December.
the people expected to be there apart from the contestants?
Like I told you, there's audience voting. So I think I will expect the contestants to come with their families and friends, to cheer them and to vote for them. There are other people, in high-powered friends that usually come, but for me, I'm not there to exhibit friends or big man. It's all about service to God. Every person there is equal. I can only create enough seats. That's why we are doing it in the biggest hall there, Chidra Hall. So to give every person an opportunity of a round table. If you come there, sit down there and have a good view of the concert. There is no, with God, there is equality before God. So I don't want to create it's not a place, coming here is the president of, that's not the idea. I'll appreciate you there who came in there spiritually, to encourage these young ones, hail them, clap for them. That is what we want there. It's not about a place to come and for pumps and hyping. That's not the idea. There's many other avenues for them to do that. So I'm not telling you now that I'm expecting the governor or anything. Those I should invite, I invited them. If the spirit directs them in their mind to come, let them come. If they believe that that's not their type, of formation, that's good. So I don't want to start creating an avenue of this big man has to be there. No, it's all about us. Let us go and appreciate them there and clap for them. Once clapping for an artist gets to the artist's ear, does not get to his eyes. Do you understand? Once they say clapping, it's a way you boost the person. It's just like if an artist comes and you say, you have really killed that artist immediately.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Ozo Joe Mama. Thank you for your time this morning. It's been an awesome time with you, really.
Thank you, and I hope I'll see you all there.
Definitely,
will.
we'll be there.
We'll be
I
there.
appreciate that a lot. That is very important to us. And as much as people you can talk to about us and about this program, please do. And thank you very much, Signature TV, for all you have been doing for us. We appreciate you and we'll keep on finding you interesting as our partner. Thank you very much.
Right.
I'll
Thank
see
you
you
very
then.
much.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, that's been an awesome moment with you on Signature Morning, Signature Television. My name is Belinda Nwobodo.
My name is Charles Pius. Have yourself a beautiful day.